Hey, what's up? So as you can see, it is a beautiful day outside. It is also a beautiful day for me to show you yet another case study of someone using SEO the right way. I'm going to show you step by step what these guys are doing, why they're doing it, and how you can do it too. And so without further ado, let me just jump straight in my computer so I can show you step by step how to get more traffic to your site and how to do SEO properly by showing you a case study of someone doing it the right way so you can do it too as well for your own brand. So let's break it down. All right, guys, we're here. So let's get this going. I couldn't get my camera to work, so I'll just put my little face right here so you can at least see who's speaking with you. So yeah, this is the domain, okay? Pretty simple. Their traffic, as you can see, was almost zero last year, right? And in January, there was a huge inflection point where traffic went from around, not zero, but a couple of thousands to 24,000, and now they're sitting around 13,000. So a clear, massive increase in organic search traffic from the US, okay? Now, why traffic increase? Of course, we have to look at the backlink profile, right? Of course, new backlinks were built. Okay, we're looking here at backlinks, right? Backlink profile, referring domains, so the number of, not backlinks, but the number of referring domains, because you can have multiple backlinks from the same domain. For example, if you have Wikipedia linking to you, right? Wikipedia can link multiple times to your domain, to your site. So 3 backlinks, 1 referred domain. Ideally, you want to have a closest one-to-one ratio as possible, okay? You don't necessarily want to have like a million links from one domain, because usually that means spam. So usually the further away from a one-to-one ratio, the higher likelihood you have of having a spam link profile, okay? Not always, but most times, okay? So again, as you can see, right, at the same time traffic increased, of course, what else increased? Number of backlinks or number of referring domains, and of course, right, as well as the number of organic pages, so the number of new pages on their site. So at the same time, they were producing new content plus building backlinks. The result is an increase in organic search traffic. Pretty straightforward. That's basically how SEO works. That's how they did what they've done here, okay? Now, I want to go look at the top pages to show you exactly what they did and how you can do it too. So we're going to go over here to top pages, right? One of the top pages they're ranking, right, is AI. So it's this one right here, right? What happened to whatever stock, okay? And as you can see, right, this is, I mean, you can't see it because you don't know, but this is all AI. This is done using, right here, Arvow.com. Okay, this is literally done. They're a client of ours using Arvow.com to generate the articles, right? This is 100% AI. The images are AI. Every single thing is AI, right? The AI even adds videos into the articles, right? So when it writes the articles, right, it gives you the featured image, it gives a table of content, as you saw up top, right? Gives you in-article images, in-article videos, gives you links, so automatically add links to other blog posts of yours. It adds links to external sources like Investopedia, Wikipedia. So AI did all this for them. This is 100% made with AI, okay? This is a client of ours, right? Surely maybe they proofread the content, but this is 100% AI generated. And a fully AI generated article, right, is getting 3,286 traffic every single month, ranking for a multitude of different keywords. Okay, again, this is 100% AI content. So if you're still one of those people out there that think AI content doesn't rank, again, I said this before and I'll say it again, right? Google doesn't care. Google doesn't care if it's AI writing the content, if it's a human, if it's a dog, if it's a dolphin, doesn't matter. All they care for is that, is this piece of content satisfying the user's search intent? In other words, are the people searching for these keywords, right, having their intent satisfied to some extent by reading your article? And in this case, clearly they are, because they're getting all this traffic. Google is sending them all this traffic. If this wasn't available, Google wouldn't be sending them all this traffic, right? And again, we can open all this. Not sure if these ones are AI, I'll let you know. The reason why I know this is AI, by the way, this one right here, is because it follows our default structure for articles. So when you generate an article using Arvow, this is our default structure. Featured image, right? Key takeaways, and then the proper structuring. We add videos, we add images. Like this is, we even add, it says this quotes. So this is all done with Arvow. The images are AI, so I can confidently say, and of course, we have this guy on our database, that this is AI generated. Okay, so again, moving back to this, let me see if these ones are AI generated. This one doesn't seem like it is, and this one doesn't seem like it is as well. Is not as well, excuse me. So yeah, there's a mix of AI content and non-AI content. That's how it should be, right? You should, honestly, it doesn't even matter, right? You should just be producing content that actually ranks, regardless if it's AI or not, right? And so again, looking at an overview of their traffic, right? Their top ranking page This one, which gets 3,000 plus in monthly organic search traffic, was built around here. The traffic just skyrocketed, right? And they keep on growing because they're producing content that's tailored to what the search queries are about, right? It's pretty much it. Now, one of the reasons why our default template is like this, right, with the key takeaways, is because nobody wants to, if the article started right here, like nobody wants to read to find the information they want, right? They want the information as fast as possible. So giving them the key takeaways right up top right here, tells people, okay, do I want to continue reading or not? I can read these bullets in another like 20 seconds to see if this article is worth reading. A lot of you guys, not a lot of you guys, but a lot of people tend to not have this and hide the info right here to think, oh, but if I increase the dwell time, the time people spend on my site, it's going to be better. I mean, not necessarily, right? You just want to give people the value they want, right? That's basically it. That's why AI overviews are killing a bunch of blog traffic, because when someone searches for something on Google, all Google wants to do is to give them the best answer the fastest possible. So that's why when you type in on Google, how tall is the Eiffel Tower, right? How tall is the Eiffel Tower, right? They just give you the info right here in an AI, not even an AI overview, just an overview in general, because it's pointless to read a blog post about this. So don't think that in your articles you should be hiding the info. Don't hide the info. Just give them what they want as fast as possible. In this case, we're using this key takeaway section, excuse me. That's why this works as well. Okay, now without out of the way, that's pretty cool. Like they're getting a ton of traffic, but how can you get traffic as well? Okay, it is super simple. First thing you need to do, right, is keyword research. Make a list of the keywords you know people in your niche are searching for, right? You know your business better than anyone else, right? You know who your customer is, right? Who your ICP is, who your ideal customer profile is. You know their pain points, their struggles, and you have a product or a service to solve these pain points, okay? You know this better than me, better than any AI, better than anyone else, right? Because you own the business, okay? So based on this info you know, right, make a list of keywords you think people are searching for in your niche. Now, you can like leverage AI to help you out with these keywords and use Google Keyword Planner, like Google Keyword, which is a free tool, by the way, Keyword Planner, to get the search volume for these keywords for free. Or you can use a tool like Arvow. Again, I'm not trying to sell you on this, but you can like go here and add your domain, add a bunch of your competitors. Let me just go here. Add your URL, your seed keywords, your competitors, your target country and target language. And based on these factors, your site, what it's about, your seed keywords, what your competitors are ranking for, will give you a list of keywords we think your customers are searching for. Again, take this with a grain of salt, like look at the list and extrapolate info from there. And that's that, right? Then based on these keywords, now, okay, we know people are searching for these keywords. We know that this is our ideal customer. So now we have to produce content, right? Doesn't matter if it's a blog page or a feature page, right? We just got to produce content. By the way, a feature page, I'll show you an example of what this is, right? For example, a feature page in a software business is, for example, like this, right? Feature page is a page showing off what your feature is, right? Page one, little title, call to action video, right? Going over what the feature is, right? In a local business is a service page going over, for example, if you're a plumber, a page going over the plumbing service for toilets, right? All of their services should have service page. In an e-commerce store, a product page is like a feature page. So okay, you just got to produce content that satisfies the search intent, right? So then, again, once you have the keywords, right, that's step one. Step two is producing content, whether that's blog pages or feature pages. And by the way, the blog page, I guess it's pretty straightforward, but a blog page is simply your classic blog, okay? Now make sure, a bit of a nuance here, that your blog pages are optimized for conversions. In our case, we have a scrolling call to action right here. So as you scroll down, as you read through the blog, right, the call to action like goes with you. And down here as well, we have another call to action right here. Okay, so make sure your blogs are optimized for conversions, right? Because you want people that read to actually buy from you eventually. So again, now that you're producing content, again, blog pages or feature pages, right, this content needs to satisfy the search intent of these keywords, right? In other words, you have to make sure that Google, right, or Google, Bing, ChatGPT, whatever, right, knows that this content is the best piece of content that satisfies these people's search intent. How do you do that? Well, of course, you have to produce content that's tailored for these keywords, what's so-called, quote-unquote, SEO optimized. That's step one. Then we'll cover backlinks, which is super important as well, right? But later on. Now, again, producing content that satisfies the search intent. For example, I'll give you an example. Now, you can use AI or you can do it manually. I recommend you use AI just because it's way faster. And for this part, you can even use ChatGPT. I do recommend you don't, because with a tool like Arvow, you're able to feed it like your brand's tone of voice, your brand's mannerisms. You're able to feed your brand's website so it adds internal links. So let me just show you a quick example right here of what I mean, right? Again, you might be like tired of me promoting Arvow, but the thing is that There's no other software that's better than Arvow to do this. It's just insane. Well, let me show you why. So gardening tips for beginners. This article right here, all done with AI, right? It automatically, because it knows about my site, it adds links to another blog page of mine. It adds links to my services page, adds links to my product pages, maybe a link to my homepage, maybe a link to another blog post of mine. Then external links to Wikipedia, links to Investopedia, for example, right? It adds a internal and external linking structure automatically to my site because it knows my site. And you can't really do this with ChatGPT. So point is that right here, the keywords we're trying to target were gardening tips for beginners, like a bunch of keywords related with this, related with the main keyword, which is the title of the article, right? Again, structure's the same. Little intro, key takeaways, so people can understand if they want to read further. Again, this plays such a big part because people will actually read this stuff. Instead of, if you didn't have this here, right, people just scroll down and they get confused and get tired and not read. So having the key takeaways here, and I'm sure you as an internet user find this appealing as well. I know I do find it appealing, and I don't have direct data to assure that this gives you more time on the page than not having it, but I mean, I believe so, okay? And then also automatically adds the images, and by the way, these are all done with AI, so you can just, and the videos as well. If you think like this doesn't look good, you can say add a pool, and the AI will take into account like the existing content in the article, the existing concept of the image, which is like a little garden with flowers, and try to make the same thing, right? There you go. Now it's just a garden with flowers with a pool. There you go. So you can change things around if you like. But better than that, right? If you feel like this isn't properly optimized for your keywords, right? Maybe in the headings, whatever, you can speak with the article and say, make this more optimized for the keywords gardening tips for beginners and how to start a garden as a beginner, right? So again, you can speak with the article and go back and forth with it to change things around that you feel like are not there yet. Because again, your whole goal is to, with your content, satisfy the search intent. Again, you as the founder of the brand, you know better than anyone else what people are looking for. Now, of course, you should be using AI to improve the speed at which you do things, right? This is all done with AI. Like this article right here was done with AI in a few seconds, right? Again, sure, you can do all this manually, but it would take you a ton of time finding the relevant videos to add here. Like this AI went on YouTube and found a relevant video to add to your article. Because again, this article is about garden tips for beginners, so it knows to find a relevant video for this and add it to your article. Okay, so now, based on our prompt, it just said, hey, I have optimized the article to better target the keywords, garden tips for beginners, and how to start garden as a beginner. These phrases are now naturally incorporated throughout the content, including headings, the introduction, conclusion, and key section to improve SEO relevance. Okay, so as you see here, right, it sprinkled in our keyword, right? Now, this article is much more optimized for the keywords we're targeting. Again, point being is that if you're doing this, right, you can use AI for the draft, whether that's ChatGPT, or I recommend you use Arvow again because of the linking features. But then you can speak back and forth with the article based on your knowledge about your business, right, and the keywords you're targeting to improve the article step by step. And again, this is pretty decent if you ask me, right? How to start a garden, so it added our relevant keywords right here, and you can just hit accept. And I think it also removed like some complex terms and added some easier ones. Boom, there you go, like all done. I can even say, okay, add a new paragraph where you talk about my product, the Gardener 9000 tool. That's the best, the best tool for beginners, and link to my product page, www.gardeningtools.com/gardener9000. So you can do this, right? And it will automatically do this for you. At the same time, we built this AI assistant to be used in tandem with this, right? You can just go here and add links, and the AI will read through the article and find the best places to add external links to. Again, I'm just showing you this to show you what these guys right here did, right? Again, I'm not too sure if they just published the default. Again, let's just here, boom, there you go. I'm not sure if they just published this because you can go here and click publish article, or if they did any changes manually. Maybe they did, I can't be sure, right? But point being is that you can use AI to your advantage. You can say, okay, make this longer, make it shorter, make a list, make a table, sprinkling keywords. You can even add custom prompts like rhyme every word with orange. I don't know, anything you want, basically, okay? Or tailor this more for women gardeners. I don't know, you get the point, right? Point being is that Google doesn't care, okay? So now that you know the keywords, now that you produce the content, right? Again, we're using AI or not, again, I truly believe, and I'm 100% biased, of course, but I truly believe if you're not using AI, you're just going to get left behind. Because look at this. I did this in a few seconds, right? The time it would take you to go on YouTube, find the relevant video, and add it here is minutes. I did it in seconds, okay? Again, so after you've done the keyword, you produce the content, right? You've published, it's live, okay? Make sure also, by the way, to optimize your technical SEO. A lot of people like discard this. And what I mean by technical SEO is your meta titles and meta descriptions, okay? So this is very important when you publish your article, right? See in WordPress or whatever it is your CMS to change your meta title and change your meta description because, for example, gardening tips for beginners. Point is that, right, even though these guys are ranking first, these might be getting a couple more clicks for other keywords. Why? Because their meta title might be more enticing than this one right here. Honestly, I do understand why these guys are first and also getting more clicks because even just this word, 10 tips, it's much more enticing for me to click this one over this one, right? Because, oh, just 10 tips, let me just have a read at it, right? So you have to like invest time into crafting a good meta title and a good meta description as well, which is this step right here that shows below. Because people, when they're going through Google, they do like, this plays a big part. CTR, click-through rate, plays a big part. And it's not necessarily because you're ranking above that you're gonna have the highest CTR, okay? People can click the second or third result, okay? Depending on, of course, the keywords they search for and the intent behind the keywords, okay? So keep that in mind, okay? Invest in that, and by the way, Arvow can also help you with AI to come up with the description and the title and all that stuff. So don't worry too much about that. And that's your technical SEO for the article part. And you also need to invest in technical SEO for your site as a whole. So you can go and use this. I don't know of any other tool that does this, that allows you to add your site URL, your language, number of pages, and it basically it analyzes your site like fully. In this case, it analyzed 50 pages, and it went through all these technical optimizations, my page titles, my meta descriptions, my canonical URLs, my image alt text, my internal links, my schema. And it basically tells me, listen, Vasco, for this page, the Squarespace page, your current page title is this. We recommend you change it to this. And here's why. So it tells me the why. And if I agree with this, I can just hit apply, and the AI will go into my site, right? Crawl into my site, and it changes this automatically for me. So I don't even need to log into my CMS, right? So basically, it's and I can discard stuff, by the way, as well. I can, with a simple click of a button, optimize my technical SEO for my page titles, my meta descriptions, my canonical URLs, my image alt text, which I can assure you, if you test this now, you'll have a bunch of images with alt text, even as we do have a bunch of them. Internal links, this is a big one, right? This is one of the things that's going to save you the most time. Let's say you have a big site with a bunch of pages, right? Internal linking is super important for SEO. You want to properly internal link your pages. Blog to blog, homepage to blog to service page to homepage, but it's a lot of work to go into your site that's maybe live for a couple of years and do all this manually. So what AI does is it crawls your site and finds the most relevant pages to interlink between each other with the relevant anchor text. So right now it's suggesting that I link this page, for example, this right here, using this anchor text to this one, and here's why. And you can hit apply, and again, the AI will go to your site and create this internal link automatically. Also the schema. So again, invest in technical SEO because, as you know, as I've talked about many times, right? SEO has three pillars: on-page SEO, off-page SEO, and technical SEO. On-page SEO is everything that happens on your site, right? The content you wrote based on the keyword, how it's written, right? How you carry yourself, how your brand carries yourself, the images you add, the videos, so everything that happens on your site, okay? Off-page SEO is just backlink building, which we'll talk about in a bit. And technical SEO is all the boring stuff that I went over just now. Meta titles, meta descriptions, schema markups, site speed, internal linking structures, like all this boring stuff that's crucial. Because if you don't hit all these three pillars, you're going to have a hard time ranking, okay? Now, going back to backlinks. One of the reasons why they're ranking so well is because of backlinks. Because people think they don't need backlinks. You do need backlinks. Because one of the easiest and fastest ways to let Google know that this new blog post you published or this new feature page you published is of relevancy, is of authority, is to have other authoritative sources linking to it. In other words, backlinks. A link from Wikipedia, a link from Huffington Post, a link from BBC, a link from, Fox News, a link from this very high authoritative blog about gardening in Google's eyes. So if all of these mega authoritative sources in Google's eyes are linking to this blog post, well, it's only fair that Google thinks, okay, if I trust all of these, right, and they're linking to this, well, surely this is also a trustworthy source. And what happens is that combining link building with new content, you're just going to skyrocket. And it's exactly what happened right here. As you see, this isn't magic. It's the same process over and over again. Content that satisfies the search intent plus backlinks, plus, of course, good technical SEO will lead into higher rankings, which in turn leads into more traffic. That's pretty much it. Now, if you want to learn how to build backlinks, please go watch these videos right here. I literally teach you step by step without hiding a single thing, exactly how I build backlinks, okay? Which, by the way, is the exact service we sell here. We sell these backlinks for upwards of $1,500, right? The exact backlinks that I just told you that I teach you how to create on these 2 videos right here. Why am I revealing all my secrets? Well, it's because I know some of you guys will want to do them yourselves, which surely go ahead and do them, build them yourself. But honestly, if you don't have time, because it takes some time and work, just pay me and we'll do it for you, okay? So there's that. Again, go watch these videos, learn how to build backlinks, or you can just pay me to do it for you. The process is the exact same thing. Nothing changes, okay? And that's pretty much it, right? Again, I know this seems like it's difficult. Maybe if you're at like 1K in traffic, 2K in traffic, or 500 a month in traffic, this number seems very distant, excuse me. It is not. Trust me. All they did, quote unquote, all they did, because it's always simple, never easy, okay, never easy. All they did was produce content, right, that satisfied the search intent or the keywords that potential customers are searching for, produce content, great content, excuse me, and created backlinks. Now again, the content needs to be like decent type of content, like the one I showed you before, with images, videos, internal links, external links. Like there's a lot of nuance to this. And if you need a bit more help with learning all this stuff, you can go to arvow.com/academy, where you get access to a full year, by the way, a full year of Arvow. You get a full year access to Arvow, the software that I just showed you, plus lifetime access to all my courses. Again, you just scroll past all these testimonials right here. You get a full access to all my SEO courses, plus my plugin, plus the community. You get a one-on-one consulting call with myself, SEO Q&As, and a bunch more courses. Like you get every single thing I know about SEO on this, plus again, of course, a 100% money back guarantee in case you don't like it, excuse me. And what I think is the most cool thing is you get a full year's access, 1 full year access to this software right here, which is pretty cool because this doesn't just generate articles, just a bunch more stuff, but I won't dive deep into this right now. So that's it, that's the video. And by the way, if you want to hire me to do SEO for you, right, because some of you guys wanted this, we just created this service, which you pay me $2K a month, and we literally guarantee results, right? We literally guarantee you get a 25% increase in non-branded organized traffic in 180 to 90 days, guaranteed, or you don't pay. Right? We work for free until we do. So this is pretty cool. There's a bunch of case studies right here. And at the bottom, I ask you to book a call with me so I can just understand like what your business is, who your target customer is, like who are your competitors, just to see if we can actually help you out with that. So again, this is for you if you don't have like time to do SEO and you want me to do it for you. I can do it for you. Again, arvow.com/call and you do it for you. If you have time, I suggest you just go to arvow.com/academy where you get a full year's access to Arvow, a full year, okay, plus lifetime access to all my course materials and also a one-on-one consulting call with me so I can help you out with growing your business. So yeah, that's it. Check it out. Thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, and please, if you can do me a huge favor and comment the words SEO, that would be amazing because that will help YouTube's algorithm push this video to more people. And I really truly believe that if more people watch these case study breakdowns, more of them will improve their SEO, and eventually more of them will get Arvow as a software, because I'll be fully transparent with you guys. My whole goal is to get more people on Arvow. That's why I share all this stuff for free, because I know that if I teach you how to do stuff without hiding a single thing, I even have videos on this channel teaching you the exact strategy behind Arvow, teaching you the exact strategy behind how we're doing SEO for Arvow. The videos are these two right here. I teach you every single thing because I know that if I help you out, eventually you want to do SEO better. And I truly believe Arvow is the best tool to do SEO better and faster. Okay, so yeah, that's it. Please, if you can, please comment the word SEO down below. That'll really help out with the algorithm. Thank you again one more time so much, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.